Hi guys, how are you? Oh, it's a scorching afternoon here in Meru. Really hot Monday afternoon. And I want to activate your taste buds with some chapatis. My way, one of the ways that I make my chapatis. In here I have 3 cups of flour. And this is the cup that I've used. This cup is like what, 2 glasses? Yeah. So I've used, in here there are 3, and 2 spoons of sugar and half a spoon of salt. By half a spoon, I mean it could be a teaspoon. If it's a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon, but it shouldn't be heaped. Then today we are making carrot chapatis. You can even make pumpkin chapatis, or you don't have pumpkin and you have what is it called? Oh, why am I forgetting? The other small one. I'll remember in the course of the video. And these are my grated carrots and some hot water. I wouldn't really call it hot. It should be the kind of water that you can dip your hands in there, that the kind of water that is comfortable in your hands, like it's not burning you that much, right? Then I have an empty bowl here. You're going to find out in a minute what it's for. And the main man of the show, ajab flour. It's the one I use for my chapati. It's just the best. It just gives me the awesomest chapatis ever. And since I discovered it, I've not turned back from it when it comes to chapatis. So that's it. That's it for our chapatis. We're not adding anything else. Don't feel guilty if you usually add eggs or usually add milk. I keep saying that cooking is an art and you shouldn't limit yourself. You could find an awesome recipe that you want to try, but you can't access maybe one of the ingredients in there. That shouldn't stop you. Or maybe you use a different method from what I do. It's not really cut on stone. When it comes to cooking, it's an art, so it's all about learning every day, learning new ways to do things. And you know, if you have a different method, it's going to give you different results, which is awesome, really, right? So let's get right to it. So the first thing you want to do is to put some of those carrots here, the grated carrots. I'll put them here. Then add in the water. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to activate some of that color. So leave it at that. And I've forgotten to show you some. I've got to put one of the ingredients here. I'll show you as we move along. So the first step is you want to mix this up first, and this is how you do it. You know, to let some of that air that is trapped in there, to let it out. This step is very important because that's one of the steps that really gives you the moist chapatis. So what you simply do is this. Up to the time you feel like everything is composed together. Lucia's. Okay, now the ingredient that I've forgotten to show you is the margarine. Here's the part that you add the margarine. And what you want to do now is rub the margarine in the flour, like so. What? What, Lucia's and every? That's what Leah has done. Yeah. So just rubbing the flour like so, till you make sure that the margarine is everywhere. So I'm content with how my flour looks like, you know, sand-like, like so. So now I can start adding in the water as I need. Remember that the water that we put the carrots in, like so. Then I'll start mixing it all up. Oh yes, I remembered the other thing that I had forgotten. I was saying that you can be creative and add either carrots, the kawaida pancake, or the butternut. That's the one I had forgotten. Come where?
Leo.
Leah's done what?
Leo.
What has Leo done?
Done.
Hmm?
Done.
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 Seems nowadays there are people who have made a decision that they are going to appear on these videos, either we like it or not. So like so. So the water is enough. All I have to do now is keep on adding a bit of flour until I get it to a point that I feel is good enough to roll.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye. What have you done? You're a good boy because of what? Huh? Lucius. Okay, good boy, Lucius. Good boy. And just say that Lucius is a good boy. Good boy. So all I'm doing is just kneading. So this is how you want your dough to be. Not too hard. See? Still very moist, a bit sticky on my hands. This ensures that you're going to have really moist chapatis. Even if you were to make so many chapatis that would last you for 2-3 days, you'll still be moist up to the very last one. So at this step, you add a little bit of oil, the cooking oil that you finally come and use it for frying them. So once you add the oil, you just bring in the dough like so and just knead until you're sure the oil is at every corner. So that's it for the kneading part. Okay. So that's it for the kneading part. See, that's how it looks. And then from there you can cover up with a clean kitchen towel or cloth, or you can just have a lid that you're sure that is going to seal in the moisture in there, and just leave it for like 20 minutes, 30 if you have the time. Then from there you're just going to come and start rolling them out and just flying them out. I'm going to show you that part when we get there, so let's leave them for 30 minutes. So this is how your dough should look like after the 30 minutes, though I left mine for longer. What I usually do after I've done my dough and I've left it to rest, I usually go ahead and start making the stew. So the stew is cooking, almost ready really, and this is how it looks. See how elastic it is? This is what you want, so that you can get some moist chapatis. So we'll go ahead and start rolling. The next step that I'm going to show you is the step that helps you to get the layered chapatis. Though if you don't have time, you can always proceed from here, you know, just do the balls, roll them out and just place them on the pan and start cooking. But now if you have the time or you really like the layers, this is the next step that we are going to. So now you cut into small balls like so, dip in your flour, because right now it's very I don't want to use the word slimy, but let me use it for now because it's like all the words have evaporated or something. So do your ball. So you roll your ball like that, and then just use your rolling pin to roll like so. I prefer doing it on the tiles, it's easier for me, but you can use whatever you have, maybe a table, or what is the name of that thing for rolling chapatis? I don't remember the name. You can use that too, but personally this is how I prefer doing it. So this is one of the things that makes me prefer the ajab flour, because it's stretchy. You know, there are those flours that you can use and then when you're starting to roll, it just comes back to where you started. But with ajab, it's very easy to roll. So after that, take your oil and then you spread it out. Remember, this is the step that gives you the layers. So you just spread your oil like so. Then this is the next step. Then after that, you try to stretch it a little bit, not too much, because if you do it too much, remember the dough is really soft, so when you do it too much, it's just going to be in pieces and just give you a very hard time. So you should have something like that. That's what's going to give you the layers. So that, just dab it in a little bit of flour. The reason why you do this is because, like I said, the dough is really soft, and when you just roll it directly into a surface that doesn't have any flour, it's just going to be very sticky and very messy. And then you start rolling. So as you're rolling, if you feel like your dough started getting a bit sticky, you just dust a bit of flour and continue rolling just a little bit to try and get the shape that you desire. Most of us desire the circle, but really, for me, I usually believe as long as they are cooked, it's okay. Even if you get just closer to a circle and not a perfect one, it's still fine. You don't need to stress yourself over shapes as long as you have some delicious chapatis. It's your presentation that matters, really. You can salvage yourself when it comes to presentation. So that's good enough. That's the closest I've gotten to my circle. So you place it on your hot pan and just wait on medium heat. You just wait for it to just dry out a little bit, then you flip to the other side. You can tell even from the top side, you can see here it looks like it's drying up. That's how you know that it's time to flip the other side, when you get a similar outlook on the other end. Some bubble, you can see some small bubble. So you can tell now it's time to flip the other side. So I usually flip them when they are like this, because when you let them dry out too much, that's when you start getting some really dry chapatis that are cracking up and all that. So you just dry a little bit, turn the other side, then you oil this side. So for beginners, you can fry just one chapati at a time, but if you're used to doing it, you can stack up even 2 or 3. So like on normal days when I'm cooking them, I would come with another one, just remove this, come with another one, put it down, then put the one that is already dried up a little bit on top and start oiling them. But if you're a beginner, just fry one at a time. Like so. So now, because this side is hot, you use maybe this is the paper from the packaging, or you can use a clean cloth or something. This is the process that gives you a very nice outlook on the sides that you've oiled. Remember, all this you're doing it on medium heat. If you're using charcoal, this is that time that you close that small door that is usually on the jiko. And you can oil the other side. I don't like too much oil on my chapatis, so that's why I don't do, there are those that prefer just putting the oil on the pan directly, but I feel like I'm not able to really balance the oil and I end up with very oily chapatis. That's why I prefer just putting it directly on the chapati. So that's the first one. So our chapatis are ready, and this is how they look. See how soft they are. And here are the layers. Very soft chapatis. So don't you worry if the first one looks the way it wants to. I think the first chapati is just meant to test your blood pressure or something. But I guarantee if you follow the method that I showed you, you're going to get perfectly done chapatis like so. So yeah, I guess that's it. These chapatis, I can guarantee they are going to stay moist even if you were to keep them for like 3 days. And so even your storage is very, very important. Personally, this is how I layer out wherever it is that I'm putting my chapatis. It's just aluminium foil. It makes sure that not only do the chapatis stay warm until I'm ready to serve, but also they remain moist and not soggy. This is the stew we are going to be having our chapatis with. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let's continue subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, and thank you so much. I would love to know what you think. Perhaps maybe even get to share your methods that you usually do your chapatis. Thank you so much, and I love you. Mwah!